with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Good Saturday morning out there to everybody, and welcome into the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Brett and Scott here with you for a couple of hours to get your Saturday morning started, and we're excited to be here because we've got a ton that we want to go through and talk about. We want to hear from you out there. You can comment away there on our Facebook page as we're up live on Sports Blitz Live. That's Sports with a Z. You can watch us on YouTube. A lot of different avenues we're working on. Randy and I have been really getting after that the last couple of weeks and expanding what we're doing, and we'll be making some new announcements on that as we move along over the next month or so. You can call us 256-234-6221, but I want to go to the phone line to start the show immediately, Scott, and welcome in my broadcast partner, Randy Lee, from the game last night. Randy, a region championship for the Benjamin Russell Wildcats. Been 10 years in the making. Glad that we're going to be able to paint another number on the wall at the Sportsplex, but 2 weeks in a row, two big wins for this Wildcat football team.
Well, championships are hard to come by, and if you have a goal to start the season, that's one that, you know, if I was ever a coach or you were ever a coach, we've talked about it on air, that would be the first one that I would throw out there, and they get harder and harder. I mean, we've had good teams, but we've had two or three great teams during that 10-year stretch. And your son being a part of the last two, Scott, region championships that we had in 2012 and 2013. And to get another number on that wall over there, that was a feel-good part of the game last night, to watch our kids run over to that wall that we had a lot to do with, Brett, you know, with our LNG group, painting it with Charles Forbes, with our Sign Source group. Many moons ago, and you and I have sweat on that wall every summer trying to keep it painted and looking nice for our kids, and for it to mean something to them to go down there and point to it and make sure that we're going to get out there and put that 23 on it was very special last night.
Yeah, it really was, and I think you and I talked about it in the end of the show, in the post-game show last night, as we watched them go down, and how much pride this community has and how much pride the school and the kids, they know about that wall, and they know how important it is to have a number go up on that wall, and that's something that's really important, I think, in any community. Let's dive into the game. We'll have Coach Grider on a little bit later on here in the first hour to talk about this region championship and where this football program is headed into the playoffs. But, Randy, last night was just a good old-fashioned playoff-type game. Helena came into town undefeated. You could see why they were undefeated. They have a really, really superstar, big-time superstar linebacker there in Roberto in the middle that just made play after play. But Jordan Washington is the bell cow at running back for Helena, and they don't make any they don't try to hide anything. They're going to turn around and hand it to him 30, 35 times if they can. And, you know, I thought our defense knew what the challenge was going to be this week. They answered the challenge. We kind of changed some things up on defense. I thought that helped, but you bragged on a couple of our guys that played safety. I'll let you talk about them. They really made a difference in stopping the run last night.
Well, first off, I just want to say what a great job our coaching staff's done all year long. But, you know, the first part of the season, we have some deficiencies, and it's not that our kids aren't going to be as talented as anyone out there. They're just young. And got a lot of kids that haven't played at the varsity level, and it took a few weeks for them to get used to the physicality of the game in Class 6A. But here late in the season, in Week 9 for us, our ninth football game, and they have found their way, and we've got two freshmen that are playing exceptional football at defensive end, and one's already got an Auburn offer in Caleb Spivey, and I thought he was as good as any player on the field last night, and that's a mouthful. And, you know, I felt like with Jordan Washington also, it was a lot like a region championship game that we had 6 or 7 years ago when we played Wetumpka with Cavassier Spoke. It was, you could point to a player and say, if we could stop that guy, we've got a chance to win this thing. And we stopped him enough last night. I don't know what his stats end up being, but He is a special player that's a Division I talent, and they had a big line on both sides of the ball. But so proud of our kids. I don't want to leave any defensive player out. I don't want to leave Coach Simmons out because he's done an amazing job with that defense. They've improved so much over the year. We did give our players of the week to those two safeties. Aquavius Marbury, Kendrick Bird, both of those young men have just gotten better and better. Marbury's only a sophomore. I think he's special. He's a downhill safety. And what did you say? What is a downhill safety? Well, he's one where the ball is given off to a running back or a quarterback takes off. He may make a play behind the line of scrimmage. And if you get lucky to get safeties that want to get in to play in defensive football against the run and want to hustle back into the backfield, make plays behind the line of scrimmage, then you've just gotten blessed. And we do. We've got two kids that want to play physical football. Both run really well. Both are very, very nice kids. I went up to them and made sure I got a photo with both of them last night so we can post that out on social media. Kendrick Bird was started the season at receiver, and we've moved him over to safety, and he's one of our best defensive players now. So, again, Coach Simmons and that staff have moved some kids around and gotten some kids prepared, and I don't think they could have played any better than they did last night. Washington still got his, but he didn't get a 40 or 50-yard chunk.
Right.
Brett. You said that a number of times. And I think the reason he didn't get that big chunk play is, yes, our entire defense played well, but when you got two safeties not letting him get going 7 or 8 yards down the field, that really helps out.
His largest play was the pass play on the other side of the field over there.
Right.
On that third down.
On the 3rd and 27.
27,
yeah, 3rd and 25, and they got 27, which, that was a backbreaker. At the time, I thought that's the drive that might kill us. But, this 2 weeks in a row, we've been able to answer. Come back. They put Roberto at Wildcat, and they scored that touchdown to go ahead. But, man, the grit of that defense allowed our offense to get back out on the field and get in a position where they can make some plays. Let's talk about this offense, Randy, for just a second. Gabe Benton is playing as well as anybody in the state, maybe in the Southeast at quarterback. We knew that, and we knew this was a chance to be a special group. At the beginning of the year, we said if we've had a chance to put a number on that wall, it would be with this group and what we had talent-wise on offense. At times this year, we've sputtered. It really kind of is head-scratching it sometimes. But, man, when we get going, we are as good as anybody offensively in the state of Alabama. But Gabe Benton right now, not that we haven't known he's been a good quarterback, right now he's playing with such poise and he's making such precise throws in crunch time. Last night at the end of the game, like you said, he made a couple throws that could have ended it. Just really, really invaluable to have a senior quarterback like Gabe Benton.
And playing as well as he is, and I'm proud for him. He's a super kid. He's very smart. Anybody that lucks into getting him is going to really win a coup here late in the recruiting process. He's just got better and better. He's running the football when needed. Extending plays and keeping his eyes down the field and giving our receivers, which is a really good group, an opportunity to go out there and make plays for us to win. I thought Darian Morgan played his best football game last night. When the going got tough late in the football game, normally we've gone to Malcolm Simmons or David Lawson during those stretches, and Lawson had some big-time plays and a touchdown last night, but Darian Morgan had 3 or 4 huge plays and shows off his skill set. He's got a lot of length. He runs really well. He's going to be a big-time D1 prospect. He already is with a couple of offers out there and more to come. So overall, it was a great night. I thought our offensive line really played well. They got after it. In the second half, we started running the football with T.J. Wilson. He's a physical kid that had the first touchdown there in the second half. And overall, it's just a solid game, and I can't say again enough about our coaching staff. I know that when you lose a couple of games throughout the season, when you've got a team like this, nobody wants to. And sometimes everybody points to certain things that you'd like to see better. We've all got opinions. It's the reason we're fans. We have opinions. But this coaching staff stuck together, and Smitty Grider's a winner, Brett. I mean, this guy has won everywhere he's been. I think he's building a culture and a program there that can sustain itself. any of us that question some of the youth talent that we have, watch them play last night. That's when you know you're getting coached. When you got young freshmen, sophomores, a lot of young kids on that defensive side that are thrown to the fire in a region championship game, and they perform as well as they did last night, that's not a miracle. That's because you got coaches getting them prepared. And Simmons on the defensive side, and Smitty and Krager and that entire staff deserves a lot of credit for the way that we played last night.
Yeah, they do. I think you summed that up pretty well. And, last night being senior night, and it's a small group but a very talented group. I thought you mentioned some guys, but along that offensive and defensive line, a guy in Cooper Spears that moved over from offensive line and took on a new role this year, brand new to him, and has had to play nose tackle and really doesn't come out of the game very much. We went to a four-man line for the first time last night, missing Caden Hyde due to a foot injury. But Cooper and, Chaden on the offensive line, another senior over there. And
Wright played great on the defensive side last night. He is back and forth on both sides, so he's another one to add to this.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I think you said it best there. We've got a lot of guys that are just willing to go do what they want, what the coaching staff and this team needs them to do. Unselfish play is championship type play. You don't see anybody pouting. They just go like Bird, like you said, move from receiver to defensive back, and has really become an all-star back there. You don't know sometimes. You may have your mind set that I want to play this position or I want to do this, but sometimes you find that you're a hidden gem somewhere else. And I just tip my hat to this group. It's a good senior class. We knew this had a potential to be really, really special season. We have a lot of work left to do, and I think you'll hear that from Coach Grider a little bit later on here in the first hour. But just proud for this group. They worked hard. They earned that region championship. We've got one more game on the road next week, Randy, against Valley. And then we'll be home, it looks like, against Sidney Lanier in the first round. And we haven't been home for a playoff game in quite some time.
Well, it'd be great to fill up the Sportplex. We had a good crowd last night. I'm not going to say a great crowd, but I tell you what, the ones that were there were loud. It felt like the support that we grew up receiving there in that stadium because we were really loud. People were on their feet, big plays. We know football in Elliott City. I mean, I'm not saying that to two that don't know that. I mean, you can watch the way we respond to plays that you got to know a little something about the game to get up and make the noise that we do at certain times. They always say that about Cardinals in baseball. They know baseball better than anyone. We know football in Elliott City, and we appreciate when it's played well, and it was appreciated last night. And I hope that those of you that have the opportunity to come out in a few weeks and support the Wildcats as we welcome in one of the Montgomery area teams. It may be Lanier. It could be somebody else. It really doesn't matter at this point. It's going to be their 4 seed. So we've done all we can do to help our run here at the playoffs by finishing number 1, which means we won't have to play a 1 seed until probably the 3rd round of the playoffs if we can hold suit and win the first couple of rounds. And looking forward to it, Brett. It was a great night last night. I'm proud for all those parents, proud for the kids. They deserve it. An outstanding job by our coaching staff.
No doubt about it, man. Appreciate you getting up and joining us right out of the gate this morning on your Saturday off, and appreciate everything, like you said, from the parents and the coaching staff and all the stuff that went into getting us to this point here as far as this football program. And like you said, it should be fun in a couple weeks back home. Randy, appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Y'all have a good Saturday.
You too. See you.
Thanks so much. And we'll go ahead and take a break. We got a lot of great scores to get to. Reeltown with a huge win last night over Highland. 2 undefeated teams, 2 top 5 teams in 2A. That's 2 years in a row Reeltown has won a region championship, beating a unbelievably good Highland home team. So come back, we'll run down scores, and we'll have Coach Smitty Grider on a little bit later here in the first hour. Stay tuned, just getting started on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, They do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Forbes Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro continues to excel in making sure our clients have a smooth and pleasant experience with home financing needs. Families are struggling to make ends meet due to price increases and high interest rates on credit cards. Monthly debt can cripple a family from enjoying the special times in life. Property values are holding strong, and now is the time to take advantage of the equity in your home, saving hundreds of dollars a month. No money out of pocket and no payment until January 2024. Call the Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro today.
The coast is here. Wharf Casual Seafood is serving up all your favorites: shrimp and grits, po' boys, tacos, seafood platters, and so much more. Don't miss out on our famous loaded fried green tomatoes. Wharf Casual Seafood is located on Highway 280 next to Regions Bank.
Hello, I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Coach Smitty Grider will be on around 7:45, so just stay tuned there. Wildcat fans want to hear from him. Wildcats win a region championship last night over Helena in a very good football game. Scott, just a really, really 2 weeks in a row now, and Briarwood coming up with a big win at home against Homewood, knocking them out of contention, which made that win last night over Helena the one that put us over the top.
Right.
So we didn't have to go to all this tiebreaker stuff and carry it on into Week 10, which is good. A couple of comments coming in so far this morning. Patrick said, why is there a delay on NFHS app? There's just always a little bit of a delay by the time the signal goes through and it gets processed, because you're using Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. Just it's going to be just a little bit of a delay there. He also wanted to know when was the last time we played Sidney Lanier. It's been a little while. We'll have to dig back in and figure that one out, but I'll let you know.
It's when Lyndon was in high school. It was like 9, 10.
So somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably close to 12, 13 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around in there. But go ahead and get your comments in if there's anything you'd like to add. Again, just had Randy on to start the show, and we kind of gave a synopsis last night of the game. We'll take your comments. Just a big win for the Wildcats and their program. Reeltown, right down the road, wins a region championship. Central Clay wins a region championship. Danny Horn gets his 350th win last night, and, he was here for almost 10 years. So a lot of his coaching career was here in Alexander City, but majority of it's been spent right there in his home county with Ashland and the Clay County Panthers and now the Central Clay Vols, as he's won multiple state championships up there. And one of the winningest coaches of all time. So congratulations to Coach Horns, but well-deserved. One of the best coaches to ever coach here in the state of Alabama, and just a good guy. Just knows football and as well as anybody I've ever been around. So, Michael, your son said we played Lanier in 2011. So you were close.
Yeah.
You were close. So it's been about, 10, 11 years since we played them. So, looking forward to having that first-round playoff game at home. It's going to be exciting. Like Randy said, we need a big crowd. Show up and show out. Need to be a home field advantage. It's hard to get a home playoff game.
It is.
It's hard to work to get to that point. And when you do, we need to reward the players and the cheerleaders and the band and the dance team and everybody that's part of that program, because they worked their tail off to get an opportunity. We need to back them there. Some great games last night. Week 9 is always a fun week. It's the last region week for most teams around the state. It really kind of seals the deal unless you have to go to a tiebreaker. Scott will go start in 7A and run some of these scores down. I'm just shocked. I'm not shocked that Auburn beat Prattville, but Prattville getting blown out 48-0. They're just not used to that down there, and it seems like week in and week out for Prattville now. And they got some soul searching to do down there to figure out how to get that program back. Opelika is going to miss the playoffs for the second consecutive year by just a little bit. They fought back. Dothan wins the game 38-34, but Opelika, again, they're a community that they just don't accept we're not going to play. They don't accept we're in a tough region. They expect to be there.
Right.
And, this is 2 years in a row they've been the 5th team on the outside looking in.
But they're in a tough region.
But they are in a tough region. But I'm telling you, the mentality is like the mentality of our community.
Yeah.
It's like you have the expectations. And, Opelika's been there in a couple of games. It could have gone either way. They had, Auburn beat. And Auburn makes a play on 4th down. And last night they were lining up for an onside kick to try to get the ball back to go score. They just are right there. They're just so close in that region. Thompson was in a battle with Hoover last night. It was 7-3 at half. And Thompson comes and scores twice in the second half and beats Hoover 21-11. Vestavia Hills blanks Tuscaloosa County 45-0. You'll want to watch that. That's a Vestavia Hills team that kind of hit their stride last year going in the playoffs, and they're pretty strong again. Clay Chalkville over, and we'll go down to 6A. Clay Chalkville over Shades Valley 62-7. Drew Gilmer also. The winningest coach in Clay Chalkville history now. Drew's a good friend of mine. They won 62-7. Very good football team again in the North. We wouldn't play them until the state championship game. And I told him a few weeks ago, I said, I hope we meet you in Bryant-Denny. And he said, man, that would be great. He was just bragging on our football program down here, and Malcolm Simmons for us and Jalen Mbakwe for them, and just two really, really superstar players there. Going down the line here, Briarwood, again, last night, a 20-13 win over Homewood. That was huge, Scott.
Huge for us, for sure. I mean, I'm sure Homewood had a little bit of bitterness about them not Homewood, but Briarwood from last week, and the way that they lost to us.
Right.
So they had to be fired up.
Well, and their defensive line, I'm going to tell you, that Briarwood team just continues to get better and better as the year goes on. And, look, they're hitting their stride at the right time. Look, it was a battle for us to get out of there with a win. I know they were disappointed and we were elated, but you could tell that Briarwood team is building. And, again, they're hitting their stride. I think we're sending 4 really good football teams into the playoffs out of our region. We talked about it last night. Helena, us, Homewood, and Briarwood, that's going to be a good representation of our region. And, somebody is going to have to deal with Homewood and Briarwood on the road.
Yeah, any one of those 4 could be sitting where we are right now.
There's no doubt. It almost came down to a 3-way tie.
Right.
With Briarwood being the 4th team. I mean, and now you see how it's kind of moved around. Right. Some other scores in our region: Pelham 34, Chilton County 28. For two teams that out of the playoff mix. Really good football game last night. Pike Road and Carver Montgomery. Pike Road knocks off Carver last night 43-22. Pike Road's got a freshman quarterback. He's playing outstanding. There's some really good quarterbacks in this freshman class. The kid at Dora, the kid at Pike Road, and the kid obviously at Thompson and Trent Seaborn. There's some really good freshmen there. Wetumpka 20-12 over Sidney Lanier, so it will be Sidney Lanier, the 4th seed there. Wetumpka gets the 3rd seed. I think Pike Road wins the region last night with that win over Carver, and Carver's the 2 seed. That's kind of how that breaks out. We'll go ahead and take a break, come back and run down some more scores, and again, Coach Grider around 7:45. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindawa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
You want the best opportunity to be successful in life. You deserve that opportunity. Well, you just happens to be in our motto. Central to you, central to your success. Your future is right now. Don't wait. Make your dreams a reality by enrolling at Central Alabama Community College. Register today at cacc.edu.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Get a ghoulishly good deal all month long at Opelika Ford. Take advantage of spectacular discounts on their entire inventory of brand new Fords. Plus, rates as low as 1.9% APR for 60 months. Shop Opelika Ford, Chrysler.com. Get a ghoulishly good deal all month long at Opelika Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram. Get their biggest discounts of the year on new Rams, plus 2.9% APR financing for 72 months. Don't miss Ram Power Days at Opelika Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Again, JR's had their 25th anniversary celebration this past weekend, and it was a big event, and you saw that on social media. And I had a chance to go out on Sunday. It was really, really nice.
We went to it. It was nice.
Very, very, very nice. And I know they're proud and been a big staple of our community for a while. Let's go down into 5A and run down some scores. And again, Central Clay last night with that win over Russell County, 30-14. Danny Horn gets his 350th win. Again, very deserving. One of the icons in high school football here in the state of Alabama. Elmore County with a good win, 28-21 over Hopeville. Kyle Caldwell continues to keep that program rolling. They'll head into the playoffs. I think they're going to be the 3rd seed. That 1-point Hail Mary win against Valley last week. Scott knocked them from the 2 seed to the 3 seed. You never know.
Yeah.
One play in a game can cost you a position, and whether you're getting on a bus round one or whether somebody's getting on a bus to come to you.
Right.
But anyway, playing really good football, and proud for them down there. Gulf Shores 42 over Viger 12. A lot of talk around this Gulf Shores team this week, and maybe some investigation coming this week on some ineligible players. The playoffs start in 2 weeks, so don't know what's going to happen there. We'll follow that story pretty closely and let you know what goes on. Faith Academy with a 21-13 win over UMS Wright. A very good Moody team, knocking off Southside 34-21. Ramsey over Carver Birmingham 41-12. Ramsey's the number 2 team, sitting there in 5A right behind a very good Gulf Shores team, and then Central Clay's third. All 3 of those teams extremely good there. Our next opponent at Benjamin Russell Valley with a 27-21 win over Carroll of Ozark. So there's some scores in 5A. And 4A, 4A's got some really good football. Some really good football teams. That Dora team that played, that I talked about, the freshman quarterback, won 47-22 on Thursday night over Oak Grove. Sliding down, looking at some more scores from around this area. Hanley over Munford, 35-14. Montgomery Catholic fights back to beat Andalusia. Andalusia was up 8-0 in that game. 2 undefeateds. Montgomery Catholic extends their regular season winning streak to 34 games.
Wow.
It's the longest streak in the state of Alabama. Montgomery Catholic finds ways to win games. They always run up against some type of hiccup in the playoffs, though.
Right.
They're the best team in the state in any classification over the last 5 years that doesn't have a state championship. So they're trying to get over that hump and trying to – that was a big one. Andalusia was the defending state champs in 4A. They'll probably have to play again somewhere down the line. So, but Montgomery Catholic, big win there, fighting back, keeping that winning streak going there. Sliding down into 3A football. We talked about it a little bit. Some really good games in 3A, some really good teams in 3A. Dadeville lost last night to Randolph County 32-22. That's another local score.
Right.
Dadeville's in the playoffs, but that was a big one, I think, maybe for the 2 seed. So it looks like maybe Dadeville's on the road there in round number 1. Mobile Christian over Thomasville 45-14. This Geraldine team knocked Fife off earlier in the year. They continue to roll 54-7 over Glencoe. You'll watch that and that team as they move forward. Trinity over Greensboro 49-7. Let's see, Mars Hill, one of the top teams, over Scottsboro by 1 point. Now that's a discrepancy of a 5A team to a 3A team, and Mars Hill wins 36-35. So a big time win there for them, heading into the playoffs. Just kind of scanning here and looking for other scores maybe of interest. Plainview, very good team over Ohatchee, 34-18. Let's slide down into 2A. 2A has some really good teams. Start with B.B. Comer at number 1. They knocked off Fayetteville last night 49-0. I think it was 35-0 at half.
Oh, wow. So they called it off.
And then last week they had a big lead over Coosa or a couple weeks ago and kind of called it off. Goshen in what a scoring battle this was with Horseshoe Bend, 62-38. Lots of points scored, not a lot of defense in that game for sure. But you look down and another one like that, Ranburn 64, Coosa Central 39. So, you give up 39 points, you usually lose, but then you look across and the other team's got 64. Fife's still going to have something to say about 2A.
Right.
They shut out Eider last night 54-0, 46-0. 2A championship goes through Fife right now. I know B.B. Comer's number 1, but those two teams maybe on a collision course again, but Reeltown or Highland Home's going to have something to say about that.
Yep.
Reeltown with another region title and another game that came down to them in Highland Home. They went to Highland Home last year and won 8-7. They scored at the end of the game, decided to roll the dice, go for 2, paid off.
Right.
This time a little bit more convincing. Knock off a very good, talented Highland home team, 21-13. Highland home wasn't giving up, I think, maybe an average of 7 points a game, and that tells you about this Reeltown team. They hung 21 on them last night. So there's some scores there through 2A, and to wrap it up in 1A, Brantley over Red Level 54-13. Leroy over Milry 26-0. Lochapoka knocked off Billingsley 31-21. A very good Lynn team. I saw a few weeks ago their quarterback threw for over 400 yards in a game in 1A football. Lynn 47, South Lamar 20. Watch out, Maplesville's back. 49-0 over Verbena. Spring Garden 42-27 over Raglan. And this Wadley team right up the road from us, man, phenomenal program, 47-0 over Talladega Central. Coosa Christian 51-0 over Woodville. 1A and 2A's got some tremendous teams. You know, we tend to think you don't play a lot of offense down in 1A and 2A. Everything's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Coosa Christian, Lynn, some of these teams spread out like throw the ball around. 400 yards a game is pretty impressive. That's exactly right. So he must have a couple of good receivers too. He's got to have them. Yeah, no doubt about it. So any other games out there you'd like for us to talk about or you'd like for us to report on, you can comment away there on our Facebook page at Sports Blitz, at Sports with a Z. You can find us there, and we'd love to hear from you. You can also call us 256-234-6221. We take a break here, and we come back. One more segment before we have Coach Grider on to talk about Benjamin Russell's big win last night over Alena. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later.
No. Everything's great. I love it here.
This is Joseph Dean with Alabama Funeral Homes. As many of you are aware, we had a fire that significantly damaged our facilities. We are in the process of getting those rebuilt. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused the families that we serve. I want you to know that we are capable of handling all of your needs at Frederick Dean Funeral Home of Opelika, which will be servicing Alabama Funeral Homes families. We can be reached at our same number, 256-896-4502, or by email at joseph@alabamafuneralhomes.com.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We'll go to the phone line and welcome in head coach of Benjamin Russell, Coach Smitty Grider. Coach, testing that heart out a little bit the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're definitely been the cardiac kids, that's for sure. Old coach like me, I don't know how much more of that I can take.
Well,
hey, if you come out on the good end, it's a lot better, though.
That is exactly right.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to go back to that Briarwood win. That was a huge step, in my opinion. I said on the broadcast, you talked about it in our very first interview when you got here last year in the summer, and you said, we want to build a culture here and a winning culture, and it starts with a mentality. And I said it in the broadcast at halftime last week when we were down. I said, this is basically heading into a playoff run. This is like a third-round playoff game. It's got a feel of that way. Teams that are championship teams dig deep and find ways to win games like this, and we did. And then you fast forward to last night, it was the same situation against the team that had been leading this region all year, undefeated, but we had them at our place. And even though they scored late to go ahead, you could see in our guys, they never wavered. They just said, look, we got to go back out on the field and do what we got to do. And you can tell, Coach, you're starting to see this culture emerge as a winning culture heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully, those kind of games, winning those kind of games at this point in the season is something that you can fall back on. You know that, even though you're down, you're not out of a game. It's something you can lean on in tough situations in the playoffs. Last night, it never really felt like I felt like all night that we were in good shape, that we were going to have a chance to win it at the end either way. And our kids felt that too. And I think that's a product of what they did the week before. And now we've got two big region games where, our season was on the line, that we were behind and didn't panic, and hopefully we can build off of that as we make this run in the playoffs.
In games like that, you're going to face adversity during a stretch, maybe a couple of times. And, in the third quarter, we get the football, we're driving. Looked like we were driving down, and, they stop us, and they get the football back and drive down, and things kind of flipped on its head, and all of a sudden you look up, and they're ahead. And after we had led and looked like we were going to be able to go up by maybe 10 points and kind of stretch that lead out. But, again, going back and watching how our team responded to that, they didn't go, well, here we go again, here's something bad. They just responded. And, it was a total team effort last night, in my opinion. Defense, they've gotten better every single week, Coach. My hat's off to you and the defensive staff for what that group has done over there with 8 new starters. And our offense, we've all known going into the season, this team had a chance to be very electric. But Gabe Benton at quarterback right now, I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the world. I wouldn't trade him 3 years ago when he started at Benjamin Russell. But, man, where he is now in his career and how calm he is in the pocket under pressure and keeping his eyes downfield and making precision throws, it's invaluable for our team.
Oh, he's playing as well as anybody, and he's really good when he has to move in the pocket. That's when he's at his best. He's got such a strong arm. He can make those throws on the move and put them right on the money. And it's people. We're playing some really good defensive football teams, and they're really well coached. And they've done a great job of doubling Malcolm, trying to take him away from us. And, last night, Cedarian and David stepped up and had big games. And Gabe's learning, that you can't just focus in on Malcolm. You got to find those guys that are open, and he's doing a great job of that. And our offensive line, they struggled at times last night. That number 16 for them was a dang good football player. And, they struggled at times, but when they gave Gabe time to throw, man, he really picked them apart, and that was the difference in the game. And another thing that's really different about us this year is, we got TJ at running back that's really able to pound it in there and get those tough yards for us. And he's a workman, man. He runs physical, and he's got good speed. He can get to the edge if they give it to us, and it's just I'm really pleased with the way we're able to take advantage of what the defense has given us, and against a good defense. It's not like we're playing a team that's not very good and you just do whatever you want to do. We're having to scheme and coach and find ways to move the football because we're playing such good defenses. And what makes us dangerous is the fact that we have other playmakers besides Malcolm, and you're seeing that emerge as the season comes to the end.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think David Lawson is showing, the last 3 weeks why he's always been such a great receiver here at this school. And to me, he's got maybe the best hands on the team. He made a great catch inside the 5, fought a guy off to get in the end zone. That was a huge play because you don't have to snap it again. You go, well, it would have been 1st and goal, but him fighting through that tackle and going ahead and scoring was huge, and got the face mask penalty to go with it. He's just a gamer. There was a drive last week with Briarwood. I think he caught 4 or 5 passes, maybe had all the catches on that scoring drive going down the field. He's just a big-time senior player that, like you said, on anybody else's team would probably be the number 1 target. And then Sedarian last night really, and Randy and I talked about it in the first segment, maybe he had his best game of the year at receiver when he was able to step up and make some big plays to keep drives alive. So Chris Foster, you guys are using him in multiple different ways, obviously at receiver, but, man, he had some big runs at tailback last night to go along with Jai Norris, and then you mentioned TJ. It's a total team effort going on right now on offense.
Yeah, it is, and we're fortunate, and I've told the coaches, I told them this week, I said, and I've told the kids they need to enjoy this experience and enjoy this time. Well, we as coaches need to do the same thing. You don't get a group like this all the time, and we don't need to take it for granted and just get to the next game, and we got to enjoy having this group of kids. Brett, this is as good a group of just human beings on a football team as you could ask for. David Lawson, man, he is a super kid, and he has not been he's been kind of the left out guy. Nobody talks about David. They talk about Malcolm. They talk about Sedarian. They talk about Chris. But David, every week he comes to work. He doesn't complain when he's not getting the ball. He blocks. He is a great kid. I'm so happy for him to be able to have this success that he's having. It's just one of those things as a coach that you'd love to see and why you do it, man. And we got a different guy that steps up every week, and it's a fun group on both sides of the ball. They're just great kids. You got Jai Hicks over there. He plays so good every week, and he's not getting a lot of attention around the state, but I guarantee you every coach in this region is getting prepared. When they play us, they're prepared to have to deal with Jai Hicks. And I could name 8 or 10 guys like that on this team that are just unsung heroes that do their job. They come to practice every day. They don't complain. They just go to work, and that's the reason we're having success right now.
Yeah, I said it in the first segment, Coach. I said this team's got a bunch of kids that go out there and they play where the coaching staff needs them to play. I mean, Cooper Spears goes over from offense, has played offense his whole career and has been a nose tackle on defense, never complains. Shelton Wright's played both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I thought he was integral last night on the defensive line. You got 2 safeties that Randy bragged about all night last night, and Kendrick Bird and Marbury and Quavius Marbury that run downhill hard and really helped in run assistance. And last night we were missing Caden Hyde, so Noah Long stepped in as the long snapper, and I don't want to diminish that. I wanted to bring that up. You step in and you change that up, and I thought he had some really good snaps on punts last night where Roberto was coming hard to try to block it. And so I thought that was huge for Noah Long to step up there as the backup long snapper, and he plays also as a starter on defense as well. That's what championship football is, when you got a bunch of guys that don't care what they need to do. They just go out there and do it.
Yeah, and, you mentioned Cooper. It's, I know people looked at us kind of sideways when we moved Cooper over to defense, and, but he's really a defensive-minded player. He's got a little bit of an edge to him, and I don't know if y'all realize it, but Cooper can run. And, we just made the decision back in the summer. We were, struggling to find defensive linemen, and, we're already playing with 2 freshmen, and, we said, hey, he's the best option. He's athletic. He can run. He's got an edge and a grit to him that you want on the defensive front, and he's kind of flourished over there. And, that's just kind of the MO of this team. We've got kids that want to win more than they want to be the star. And it's a fun group to coach. I promise you that. I look forward to going to practice every day. And, we don't have bad practices. We go to work on the hill up there, and the kids are eager, and they accept coaching. And I tell you, I just don't know if I've ever been around a group that's as unselfish and fun to coach.
Well, Coach, a couple more things before we let you go. One more regular season game against a good 5A team in Valley. They've got a really good quarterback in Cam Dooley and a really talented receiver. They had a win last night, and they've had a good season, and they went undefeated in basketball last year, which is almost impossible to do, and win a state championship. So they've got a lot of great athletes over there. So we head over to Valley to end the regular season next week, and then we'll be back home with the first round of the playoffs. It's been a while since we've been at home for a playoff game, but we'll welcome in Sidney Lanier. And also we get to paint a number on that wall, which I saw all of our kids and coaches run over to that wall and point. And so important, so much pride to be able to put a number up there for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot this week, putting that number on the wall. That's something that'll be there forever. They can come back 20 years from now, and that number will be there, and they'll know that was them. And they had an opportunity to leave their mark on the program, and, that was one of our goals coming into the season. And we really talked about it a lot this week. I told them before the game, make sure they go down there and look at the spot where it's going to go. And, it's good to see them, buy into that. That as a coach, you talk to the team a lot, and you say all these things, and you hope that they're hearing it, and then they're soaking it in. And to see that at the end of the game, it just really showed how much they listened, and they took it to heart. And, that was really fun to see them get to do that. And this week will be a different kind of game. The last 3 weeks we played physical, hard-nosed, downhill running football teams, and we're going to play Valley, who's going to be a spread-it-out, got athletes all over the field, throw the ball everywhere kind of team. So it'll be a different kind of week of preparation. Hopefully it'll be good. We need a little break from the physicality, man. It's been a grind, and we're beat up. We got guys with sore shoulders and ankles and knees and bruised thighs, and it's going to be a little bit different week this week. But they're a very talented team, and we got to go on the road up there. We don't want to go into the playoffs limping. And that was what I told them after the game. We got to have a great week and continue this momentum and go into the postseason on a run.
I want to go back to your quality of your kids you're talking about. This past week, the Special Olympics had a day over at the Sportplex, and I got to go over there Tuesday morning, and the kids from our school system, and y'all been talking about all these. You've been naming Gabe and Chris and Malcolm and Cooper and Noah and Caden and all those guys, and all those guys were over there helping with the Special Olympics on Tuesday morning.
Awesome.
They were, and they weren't
really
just standing around going like, "Yeah, we got to be over here." No, they were
into it.
Sedarian was running the 50-yard dash with some little boy, and Sedarian ran by me, and I was like, "He's a monster."
Yeah.
And when he went by me, he was. and they were. I was impressed with with the way they handled themselves around those kids Tuesday morning, and the way those other the special needs kids in our school system, their eyes lit up when they were standing beside Gabe Benton or standing beside, Noah Long or standing, Cooper, and there were several kids. So, anyways, kudos to your guys. They were showing out Tuesday morning in another way besides playing football on Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely proud of that. That was special to see. You know, I get a lot of credit for us winning and all this, but really it's these kids, man, and the coaching staff. But these kids, I say it to y'all all the time, and I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it probably, but this group is really fun to coach. They're fun to be around. They got great parents. They were raised well. We're just getting the fruits of all that, and it's a really, really special group, and I am so grateful to have this opportunity to coach them, man. You know, you coach a long time, and it's not because they're good players. We got really talented, but these guys are great kids and have great character, and that's why we're winning these close games, Brett. That's why we're able to come back, because of the type character these kids have, and it's just it's a lot of fun right now.
It is, Coach, and a great season. I know still a lot of work to do. I know that the goals out there to still win a state championship. You've accomplished 2 big goals. You got to the playoffs. Now you won the region, and now the state championship's out there, and the path's a little bit better when you get to play at home. And we'll be back home in a couple of weeks with Sidney Lanier. Haven't played Sidney Lanier since 2011. You made mention, that school's going to be merging with Carver soon, and could possibly be, the end of that season for them. And no offense to them, we hope it is, because we want to win the football game and we want to move on down the line in the playoffs. But Coach, enjoy this one. Congratulations to you, your staff, all the kids. I know you guys will get back to work here soon and get ready for Valley. But just a big, big win last night, and congrats on the region championship.
I appreciate it, Brett, and we're going to get to work. I'm going to drink another cup of coffee and get my computer out and get started on Valley. And the playoffs are going to be tough. You can look at the list of names. 6A is the deepest classification. There's probably 10 to 15 schools that you look at the name on the playoffs and you go, man, every one of those guys have a chance to maybe win the whole thing. And so it'll be a tough road. Every game will be a big, tough ball game. We'll have to play well, but it's exciting. We've given ourselves the best opportunity, getting the 1 seed, and looking forward to seeing where we can go with this team.
Coach, appreciate you taking some time out here on this Saturday morning. Again, you earned that second cup of coffee.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it so much. That's Coach Smitty Grider with Benjamin Russell High School. Again, big win for them last night as they move on. Again, here in our area, before we close high school out and go to our second hour to talk about college, Reeltown region champs, Central Clay region champs with Danny Horn winning that 350th game last night. That is a lot of games. That's a lot of wins. I know. 350 games is a lot, but 350 wins is remarkable, and he's right there at the top here in the state as one of the winningest coaches ever. So some really good football around here right now.
A lot.
And again, some other teams going to playoffs like Elmore County, Dayville. They're going to make the playoffs. So a lot of excitement, at least for the next 2 or 3 weeks around here, and hopefully longer than that for all these programs. And look, for all those watching around the state, this region with Homewood, Briarwood, and Helena, we pull for them now because it's our region.
Right.
We want to see them do well. I think this region, and Coach Grider said it when we're looking at all the regions in 6A, maybe the best coached region. It's not a cut on anybody else, but when you look at it, a lot of people maybe look at this region and go, well, they don't have any juggernauts in that region, any like superstar teams, which that's not the truth, because obviously Helena was undefeated and ranked in top 5, and you see what we've been able to do. But it is a grind every week, every team you play. Pelham, the run we just went through with Pelham and then Briarwood and Helena, that's 3 extremely well coached, hard-nosed teams, man. And you win any of those games, you've earned them, man.
No one wants to play those teams.
No,
not at all.
And you look last night at Pelham and Chilton County. You know, that game really didn't mean anything anymore, but it means something to the kids because they're playing. It was 35-28. I mean, nobody laid down and rolled over. It was a hard-fought game. So just a tough region up and down. And you know what? That you play tough teams during the regular season, it prepares you for what you're going to get almost every week in the playoffs. So you don't have any surprises. So we're going to take a break here, top of the hour break. Stay tuned. 1 hour left here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
It's truck and SUV season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. If you've been waiting to buy, the time is now to save big. Heavy discounts on Chevrolet and GMC 4x4s, crew cabs, loaded and lifted, gas or diesel, half tons to 1 tons. Loads of new and used models. Over 200 on the ground or on the way to Glenn Smith. Don't wait. Call now. Get the best deal on your new truck or SUV at Glenn Smith in Opelika and get ready to smile.
The Alabama Slammer. It's a popular drink at parties, but drink too many and you'll wind up in this Alabama Slammer. And if you drink and drive, get ready for a real Alabama Slammer. If you're involved in a crash where a driver's been drinking, you're 4 times more likely to die.
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Happy fall, y'all! It's Pumpkin Palooza time here at Gorey's Furniture. Make a purchase, pick a pumpkin, win a prize.
Every pumpkin has a number, and every number is a winner.
Discounts include free delivery, 10, 20, and up to 40% off, and that's only at Gorey's Furniture.
Happy Halloween from Gorey's Furniture.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown. That was a fast hour.
It was.
That one went by. A lot to talk about this time of year. We're coming down the stretch with the playoffs on the horizon for high school football. And I guess in 6 weeks we'll be in Tuscaloosa for a state championship.
Wow.
That's going to be here quick. And again, congratulations to all the ones that won region championships last night or had it clinched maybe a week or two prior to that. It's a big deal to win a region championship. Now you kind of focus on the playoffs. And, week 10 is always you see, some teams that maybe sit some guys out or whatever because of, potential, they're banged up or just, 10 weeks you into this season and, trying to get as healthy as you can heading into the playoffs. Let's turn our focus to college as Luke Robinson will join us here in the next segment. Alabama's off today, but the big game on taps, obviously, SEC, the Florida-Georgia game. It's got a little bit of hype around it right now because Florida seems to be playing a little bit better. Billy Napier has Florida at number 3 in the country in recruiting, behind Ohio State and Georgia. So there was a lot of pressure on him coming into the season, and especially getting beat the way they did against Utah to start the season. It just didn't look good, but this team's rebounded. They had a big win against Tennessee. They came from behind to beat South Carolina. We know what kind of a meat grinder it is here in this conference. You just take wins when you can get them. Man, we'll take a win tonight.
I hope
today.
so, today.
I mean, we're looking for our first one. But anyway, Georgia with no Brock Bowers has shown, I mean, they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
They had a close one with us. They had a close one with South Carolina. I mean, Bowers obviously won both of those games or helped win both. They don't have them. They struggled at Vanderbilt for a while last week. This is not a give-me for Georgia. And Florida,
he beat us single-handedly.
There was no doubt.
Yeah.
So Florida feels like they've got a legit chance going into this game, maybe to try to upset Georgia and kind of vault themselves back up to an area they hadn't been in a while in the East.
I think back when we first started talking about football at the beginning of the season, I was on here with Andy, and I said something about Florida's going to be better than y'all think they are. And he said, I don't know, but I made a good prediction.
How about it? Well,
I want to say.
Well, let's see what happens today. Now,
Well,
if they get their
I
doors
didn't say they were going to beat Georgia.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Well, they are 5-2 right now.
But 3 weeks ago, you were like, Napier may not make it, but now,
yeah,
he may make it.
And then look at his recruiting.
I know. So
and I think I said this on Auburn Blitz earlier this week. There's a lot of similarities in Billy Napier getting to Florida and Hugh Freeze getting to Auburn.
Is, yeah.
You know, he inherited a mess. It was bad last year. It looked a little bad starting the season this year, but it looks like that team's starting to buy into his philosophy. He's recruiting at a high level, so you know there's a help coming. There's help on the way. I think Auburn fans need to look at this, see what Hugh Freeze is doing in recruiting. I know we're at 17 right now, but I think we're going to be higher than that when all said and done. He's getting quality, top-notch players. I think we have a chance here to maybe go on a little run if we can get some things going on offense. The schedule's a lot more favorable for us right now. We just went through the toughest part of the schedule. And then next year, how do you start next year? How do you build that roster? I'm looking forward to it. I think Auburn fans need to be patient. There may be some assistant coaches that are not here next year.
Right.
You know, he had to make some decisions and build his staff, and you know, a lot of these guys haven't coached together. Sometimes it doesn't work. Not saying that they will. They may turn it around and everything may be fine. But, you know, he's got to have enough time to make the changes and do the things he's got to do before people start throwing darts.
Right. There's
It's
a lot of
amazing.
darts out there on social media right now.
Well, I mean, that's really ridiculous.
Can I say this online? On AL.com is one of them.
Well, AL.com wants to have clicks, and you know they want to create that, and but I think Hugh Freeze obviously has shown he knows how to win in this league. He knows how to recruit. I think you just got to watch what he's going to be able to do. And Billy Napier, the same at Florida. Everybody has been hammering, how can you not recruit at Florida? You know, last year he had to do what he could do,
right?
And then now look at him. His second recruiting class, he's got him at number 3 in the country.
We made a comment last night talking about high school ball in Florida. If you can't recruit well at Florida, Miami, and Florida State, you can't recruit.
Well, he's recruiting now.
He is now, but the coach before him obviously didn't know how to recruit, kind of like we had, like you said.
Dan Mullen.
Yeah. You think he would know.
Well, and he had spent time down there, was offensive coordinator. And
Maybe he wasn't recruiting,
was
though.
doing pretty well at Mississippi State, though.
Yeah.
And then Mississippi State cuts him loose. But anyway, that's our opponent. And when I say our, me and you Auburn fans, Auburn plays Mississippi State today. And, you know, again, this is a Mississippi State team that will not have Will Rogers. Will Rogers is still injured. So this is not – I mean, Will Rogers is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Auburn has no excuses really at home at 2:30 against this Mississippi State team.
Nope.
Went on the road and beat Arkansas 7-3.
Right.
And they have as bad offense as ours.
Right.
Let's just be honest. We don't have any room to call anybody bad without calling ourselves out. But at home, if Auburn will get something going consistently and be able to sustain drives and punch it in the end zone, our defense is playing well enough to win all these games. You know, they're playing well enough to give Auburn a chance to win. You get Keontae Scott back. You get Austin Keys back. You get some of those guys that are going to make a difference from last week. Look, this is a stretch of games, and I said it yesterday on the Auburn Blitz. You should win these games at Auburn year in and year out, even when you're down.
Right.
The Mississippi States, the Vanderbilts, even the Arkansas, even on the road, and then the New Mexico, you could be riding a 4-game winning streak going into the Iron Bowl, and the whole mentality will be different.
Huge difference.
So, but it starts today.
It does.
Against Mississippi State. So we'll talk more about that game here in just a little bit. We'll talk about some of these other games. It's a light schedule today in the SEC. Some other things I want to get to real quick. Michigan, man, what's going to happen with all of this filming and buying tickets? You know, it is illegal. It is an NCAA rule that you cannot send an assistant on the road during the season to film, you know, and to scout at other games. You cannot do that. And there's proof that they bought tickets to upwards of 30 games over the last few years, and proof that he was filming or somebody was in those seats filming. And, I mean, I don't know what's going to end up happening, but this thing just keeps building. Of course, Jim Harbaugh denies. I guess you deny, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like the evidence is building up more and more on it.
I know. If it were Auburn doing that, we'd be under the bus already.
No doubt.
But Michigan, they're going to get a pass until they're proven guilty, I guess. Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, have Luke Robinson on to discuss that and a lot more. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
Sometimes the word tradition is thrown out there too lightly. But when JR's Sports Bar and Grill is celebrating 25 years of Lake Martin's favorite place for wings, chicken fingers, good drink, and good hometown folks, well, you know it's a true celebration. All of October, come celebrate with us for 25 awesome years. Chris and Audra are so thankful for each and every customer that's become part of JR's family. Come all month long, see our remodeling on the inside, and stay tuned for our October celebration event coming soon. JR's, a true 25-year tradition for the Lake Martin area.
If you're looking for something to do in the Lake Martin area, you have to go to Liquor by the Lake. Liquor by the Lake is not only the best place to pick up your hard-to-find liquors and craft beers, there's a bar. An awesome bar serving up specialty cocktails and martinis. And the best bushwhacker and creamsicle drinks at Lake Martin. Make plans to come out for happy hour Fridays from 7 to 9 with half-price beer and cocktails. And there's live entertainment on Thursdays. You can even watch the Alabama and Auburn games and Sunday and Monday night football. Liquor by the Lake, located on Highway 49 in the Big Fish Complex near Stillwaters. Open at 1 every day but closed on Wednesday. Come see us.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
It's truck and SUV season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. If you've been waiting to buy, the time is now to save big. Heavy discounts on Chevrolet and GMC 4x4s, crew cabs, loaded and lifted, gas or diesel, half tons to 1 tons. Loads of new and used models. Over 200 on the ground or on the way to Glenn Smith. Don't wait. Call now. Get the best deal on your new truck or SUV at Glenn Smith in Opelika and get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Go to the phone line and welcome in our good friend and co-host Luke Robinson. Luke, with no Alabama playing, I know you're just going to be chilling all day. You're going to be sitting back, propping your feet up, nothing on the plate, right?
Oh yeah, I've already got my daughter's got 2 spend the night company folks, and one of them was sick all night, and then we got a soccer game at 9:45, and then a party later on. I mean, I'm just living the dream, Brett.
Just your night and just your everyday relaxing Saturday. Hey, and not to mention that you got off the air at midnight last night and had to drive to Birmingham, so you got home about 1:30.
Yeah. Good news is there's no traffic. Bad news is because I'm the only one on the road.
How many deer did you see?
I saw probably about 4 or 5. Yep. I'm going to tell you, the deer around Alabama are getting a lot better. I didn't know until a few years ago that I guess I just wasn't paying attention until I totaled my car, and when I hit a deer on I-59 coming back from Pennsylvania, and I hit that deer so hard, he went about 110 yards behind me. And there was one other car. This was about 4 in the morning. One other car behind me said, yeah, we could sort of slightly make him out. But we knew you didn't see him because we didn't see a brake tap or nothing. I said, I never saw it. He hit me. I didn't hit him. And, that was pretty rough. I've hit deer all over the place when it comes to 63 or 22 or whatever. But I've never hit a deer on the interstate before, and
that's a whole nother level.
That one was quick.
Yeah, that's
a different level.
Yeah, that one isn't walking out in front of anybody anymore.
75 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Luke, let's get away from hitting deer with cars and move into college football. And Alabama is off, but the next game coming up for them is a big one. But let's go back to this past week. Tennessee came into Tuscaloosa, and it didn't look good in the first half.
No, they looked awful. They just didn't look prepared, and it was one of those things where Saban had implored the crowd to sort of help them get up for the game, and I think he understands this team is younger and less mature mentally, but both from a literal standpoint and a figurative standpoint, and that they need the crowd. I mean, they need people to sort of tell them they're doing well and cheer them on. Whereas in the past, a lot of Alabama teams hadn't needed that. They're mature, they're strong, and they get it. They're like, yeah, this is our home. I mean, no, Alabama is not LSU at night. It's it's got some people that may have had a snifter of port or snuck a miniature in, but it's not like LSU at night, or it's not like even Tennessee last year. That was a crazy scene. And it was funny because some Tennessee fans were in front of me sort of commenting on that, and I said, what you guys don't understand is Alabama's used to winning wherever it is, and we sort of like, yeah, we'll come back if we're down. I was like, last year at Tennessee, y'all were so hungry for a win, y'all showed up in a frenzy and stayed that way. And then, you threw your goalpost in the river. I was like, I don't think Alabama's ever going to get to a point where they throw their goalpost in the Black Warrior. That's just not going to happen. I hope not, because that means you've gone through a lot of crap to get there. But in the second half, the crowd really came to life because the team came to life. I mean, 2 plays and a touchdown right after halftime. And I think that sort of lit a fire into the crowd, which helped reignite the team. And all of a sudden, Alabama scores 27 unanswered points in the second half, and they look good doing it. The problem is, and again, this is big picture, that Alabama hadn't put together a full game yet. And maybe this team's not going to do that. You think that Alabama's always going to figure it out for the most part, but I don't know that this team can do that. I don't know. It's going to be a really fun, interesting game next week because you can't expect to hold LSU to 0 points in any half at any time. Their offense is very, very explosive. They've got the best quarterback in the league this year, and what's interesting, even funnier to me, Alabama may have the second best quarterback in the league. They might. I'm not sure I would actually say that, but there are folks out there saying it. And the more I look around the league, I'm like, yeah, but it may be by default. I don't know who's necessarily playing better than Jalen Milroe right now, but if I'm only comparing him to other quarterbacks in the league this year. If you compare him to quarterbacks of the past few years, either at Alabama or all around the SEC, he's not even close. But this year, he might be the second best quarterback in the league. It tells you, look, it's both a compliment to Jalen Milroe and at the same time an indictment of where the quarterback situation is in the league this season.
Luke, let's take a step out and look at teams around the country. Obviously, this Michigan thing has had the headlines. How serious is this, in your opinion?
I think it's really serious. Honestly, Brett, I think it's worse than any rogue booster or, you think about Alabama and Auburn, some of the things that they've been through with guys that they talk about their programs, a rogue program because of boosters, et cetera. How is this not worse? This is an institutional thing. This kid was making $55,000 a year apparently, and he was flying all over the country with several seats and using credit cards and all the expense involved in this. And how in the world are we supposed to believe this didn't come from the very tip top when he's on the sideline talking to coaches? And there's apparently reports out now that he was also paying other people to do this for him. So, I mean, he could have a network under him that he was able to afford to pay. And, look, again, I'm going to say it. Rogue boosters are one thing. I mean, you can't expect a university to keep an eye on every single person that follows your program. You just can't do it. And, yeah, it's unfortunate. Probably they're the ones that are going to have to be punished to some degree. But I've always thought the NCAA overreached on that. I thought the NCAA definitely overreached on the Penn State case. I thought it was just really a horrible way for them to get involved in something that they had no business being involved in. But they got to be involved in this. They need to do it swiftly. It's not fair to the other teams that Michigan has stolen signs from. And when I say stolen signs, look, I also readily admit I've always thought baseball was so I don't know. I think baseball's got some childish, tacit rules, and I always thought that whenever people were crying about stealing signs like in-game or whatever, that they were making much ado about nothing. My point's always been get better signs. Mm-hmm. But when a university is literally sending a person all over the country to go to different places and advance scout and use cameras and buy tickets and do all this other stuff, I just find that to be quite disgusting, honestly, and I don't know how in the world they avoid getting major penalties. And my hope is this, that if Michigan is found guilty of this, and I see no reason to think they won't be, that what you say is, okay, Michigan, you can play the rest of this season out, but you're not going to the championship game. You're not going to the Big Ten championship game. You're not going to any of them. And here's the other thing. Any student athlete on this team can transfer. This year doesn't count for them. If they are a fifth-year senior right now and this is their last year to play football, but they want to continue to play football, they can transfer and get one more free year, because I don't think it's fair to punish the students about this either. So I think you got to let all these coaches go. I mean, this is just this is everything that's against the spirit of the rule. I mean, I just don't understand how anybody can have another a take on this where, well, it's not that big of a deal. Well, if it's not that big of a deal, why isn't everybody doing it?
Well, technically, it's a deliberate violation of the rule, because during the season you cannot send another coach or staff member to a game and scout. It's written in the rule, and this is no matter if it was him filming or whatever. Whoever was sitting in those seats, they intentionally bought tickets to pull this off. So in that fact, if Jim Harbaugh wants to say, I don't know what's going on, I didn't know this was going on, which we all feel like it's a lie. But if he wants to say that, the university, somebody in the university ordered that to happen. Mm. That guy didn't come up out of the blue and go, I tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to fly around and go to all these games throughout the year and scout, and I'll bring all the reports back to you, and that way you know what their signs mean. I mean, they broke the rule. The rule, I think it's already been established. They broke the rule. Now what will the NCAA do in reaction to this is the question.
And I don't want the NCAA to take any scholarships away. I don't. And here's the reason, because I think that ends up screwing the kids too. The kids that are coming in later. What you're doing is taking away academic opportunities from kids who would normally have those. Okay, so I don't want them to forfeit wins. I think the whole win forfeiture thing is the dumbest idea. I mean, because the games happen. Okay, I know that they happened, quote unquote, under illegal circumstances, but they happened. We know what the outcomes were. So let's just say this, that, okay, you don't have to forfeit any games, but you owe a fine of this X amount. You also, you were not bowl eligible for a couple of years. I think the bowl eligible thing, not being able to go to the playoff, is huge. That's better than giving somebody scholarship reduction to me, because why in the world would anybody want to go there if they can't play for a championship? So, and I think you got to get rid of Harbaugh. And look, again, this is a university. This is the definition of lack of university control to me, lack of institutional control. And honestly, I mean, this kid was obviously getting paid back somehow through somebody. And if Jim Harbaugh wants to say he doesn't know, first of all, I think you could fire him for just gross negligence. Because if he doesn't know, what did he think? That when he looked over there and his defensive coordinator every time was guessing correctly against Ohio State, that he was just the best defensive coordinator in the world?
Well, Luke, what happened to Pat Fitzgerald? What happened to Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern? I mean, he was fired on speculation. Let's be honest. Right. He's got a lawsuit going on against the university because he said he didn't know, but he lost his job based on that. So, and I think the NCAA's proven that they've written rules in basketball and football that the head guy can't claim ignorance. That's not legitimate. You can't say, well, I didn't know that was going on. I mean, you're ultimately responsible. That's why what you said about rogue boosters rings true, because it's nearly impossible to know what's going on with everybody that's involved with your program outside of your program. But when it happens internally, you're responsible. I mean, it doesn't. If you really are in the dark about it, you should be fired because you don't know what's going on with your own program.
That's right. You're in charge.
No, I totally agree with that, and I just don't. You know who I would be, who I assume is really, really upset today is Art Briles. He was let go. He's been dragged through the mud. He's been eviscerated.
Right.
He's been crucified, and it's come out in court recently that basically saying, hey, there was nothing he could have done, nothing he should have had to know, and nothing. Now, do I think Art Briles is probably completely innocent? Probably not. But I admitted this on Tuesday that may be just my own bias showing that I've heard for so long Art Briles guilty, that maybe it's just scripted into my subconscious. And so that makes me feel like it's even more unfair for him because he's been exonerated. Yet here's Jim Harbaugh, who has already been suspended for 3 games earlier this year, by the way, where he couldn't coach, or 4 games, one of the two. And now he's behind this other mess too, it seems like, or at least knee-deep in it. And it seems like everybody's just like, well, Michigan's undefeated, so let's just see how far this goes, and then we'll figure it out. No, that's not fair to the other teams that are playing football right now. Right. That's not fair to Ohio State. That's not fair to Penn State. That's not fair to Georgia. That's not fair to the other teams that are involved in the championship race right now. They need to be 100% set aside, not eligible for any kind of bowl game or championship, and then we'll figure this out. But we know that at the very least, a university staff member was flying around the country and scouting other teams that Michigan's going to play, and that this guy was paid by the university. That is enough for me to say, okay, you guys, the burden of proof is on y'all now to make us figure out why this isn't. Now, keep playing football, but for right now, you aren't eligible.
Good stuff, Luke. We're past our last break, but wanted to keep you on there to get your thoughts on that. But, yeah, I'm going to be following this closely. We'll see how it all plays out. Luke, we'll be back with you this coming up week. Enjoy your weekend, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks so much, Luke Robinson. We're going to take an extended break to get caught up here. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Have you stopped by Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store lately? If you haven't, you should. You'll find great pieces for your favorite do-it-yourself project. Lightly used name brand clothing by Free People, North Face, Matilda Jane, Patagonia, and a whole lot more. And while you're there, don't miss the shoes, decorative pieces, classic and new books, and Auburn and Alabama gear that won't cost you a fortune. So stop and shop at Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store today for a unique thrift experience that won't break the budget. Lifesavers Mission Thrift, located on East University behind Zaxby's.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today. Lake Area Realty at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The food at Oscar's Cafe makes your mouth water. At Oscar's, enjoy great tasting catfish, or maybe you're just in the mood for one of Oscar's fresh salads. Even kids know the place for a fine meal is Oscar's with a great kids menu. Oscar's also has great tasting burgers full of backyard flavor. So come on out to Oscar's Cafe for great food and homegrown hospitality. We're located on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, just before the Blue Creek Bridge. And remember, it's all fun and games till there's only one cheese ball left.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro continues to excel in making sure our clients have a smooth and pleasant experience with home financing needs. Families are struggling to make ends meet due to price increases and high interest rates on credit cards. Monthly debt can cripple a family from enjoying the special times in life. Property values are holding strong, and now is the time to take advantage of the equity in your home, saving hundreds of dollars a month. No money out of pocket and no payment until January 2024. Call the Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro today.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Quick segment coming up here. We'll shift over, talk some Auburn. Auburn 0-4 in the league, trying to get a win. Couldn't ask for a better team to roll into Jordan-Hare Stadium here at 2:30 today than Mississippi State. Going to be playing without their talented quarterback, Will Rogers. Didn't play last week against Arkansas. Mike Wright will be the quarterback, but he got hurt too. So I don't know what his status is. I think he'll probably be able to go, but he's only thrown 23 passes this year in limited duty. He's more of a running type quarterback. You saw them last week. That was a save the 3-2 win we had over Mississippi State years ago. That was one of the most boring games, Arkansas and Mississippi State last week. And I don't know what Arkansas fires their offensive coordinator, and I think that's just trying to save face right now. I think Sam Pittman may be on the he could be on the chopping block if something doesn't happen soon. I think he may be back one more year, but they were hyped up about him last year and, kind of ended on a sour note, and then this year hasn't been much to talk about. So Auburn, these next 4 games are very important. Not, again, whether you win 6 or 7 is kind of irrelevant this year. You get to go to a bowl game once you get to 6. I think it's how you get there.
Right.
I think it's how you play in these games. Auburn was close in a couple of those in the last 4. The Georgia game, the Ole Miss game, had a chance to win both of them. They didn't do it.
Right.
So now they have lesser than opponents that they can play against. I know a couple of these games will be on the road in Vanderbilt and Arkansas, but, man, it don't matter if you're on the moon.
You got to win today.
Don't matter if you're on the moon. You ought to win those games.
We gotta throw for more than 48 yards passing or whatever it was. I don't know what it was last week, but we gotta pass the ball.
Did you envision Auburn's passing attack being this bad?
No, gosh, no.
So how much of the quarterback swapping in and outs affecting this, though?
Yeah, I'm sure it is affected, but neither one are really good passers, and they.
But Peyton Thorne threw for 3,000 yards and went 11-2 and threw 27 touchdowns his sophomore year at Michigan State. It's hard to say the kid forgot how to throw football.
I know.
And he's kind of said it subtly, but bluntly, and he mentioned it this week, that the communication's still not there.
Right.
And he's not trying to throw his receivers on the bus, but he's about to say, look, the guys aren't running the right routes and they can't get separation. What do you expect me to do back here?
Right.
He kind of said, look, I hadn't forgotten how to play the game. Right. He said, I know I'm catching a lot of heat right now, but he was kind of throwing it back at people this week. I think he's a little frustrated, too, that he didn't feel like he's getting any help at all. And then he's getting jerked out in the middle of a drive, and he said, look, I've never had that experience. He said, ever.
Right.
He said it's hard to handle.
Right. Oh, yeah. Even getting jerked out. I mean, Astor gets jerked out. We're running the ball. I mean, we go 20, 30
it's
yards.
The same with him.
Then all of a sudden, boom, we pull him out. So, I think they need to.
I mean, I understand rotating a quarterback in situations, but when a quarterback's leading a team down the field and they've got a good flow, and then all of a sudden you pull them and it doesn't make sense,
no.
That's the part that people are having problems with.
And the fans are getting upset with the coaches right there. I know everybody's going, okay, we don't have the players we should have right now, giving him space.
Right. Sure.
But some of some of that in-game decision making
is not good.
No,
it's not good, especially on the offensive side of the football. So
right.
Going to be interesting to see. We'll come back and break that down. We'll get to another break. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
This fall, nobody beats Martin's Sports Pub for Lake Martin's best sports experience. Martin's all-star lineup of cold beverages and pub fare food can't be beat, with the region's best wings, burgers, and signature dishes. At Martin's, you always have the best seat in the house for all college and NFL on our multiple 360-view TV and huge projection screen with surround sound. See our pigskin scoreboard weekly to win big money and let our all-pro teams serve it all to you at the place we all win. Martin's, Highway 34, Dadeville. Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
Sometimes the word tradition is thrown out there too lightly. But when JR's Sports Bar and Grill is celebrating 25 years of Lake Martin's favorite place for wings, chicken fingers, good drink, and good hometown folks, well, you know it's a true celebration. All of October, come celebrate with us for 25 awesome years. Chris and Audra are so thankful for each and every customer that's become part of JR's family. Come all month long, see our remodeling on the inside, and stay tuned for our October celebration event coming soon. JR's, a true 25-year tradition for the Lake Martin area.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Again, want to shout out to JR's and Sunshine for their loyal partnership here on this program every Saturday forever. And Kevin Keel and his staff at Sunshine Heating and Air, about to get into that cold weather. It's been nice here recently.
Oh, yeah.
And October's been really mild, if not a little warm
this week
at times. But the cold is coming after Halloween, so everybody be cutting that heat on, and you know some people are gonna find out that heat doesn't work. So
what's that smell?
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna call Sunshine Heating and Air for all your help, and again, if you need a new unit, they'll take care of you as well. And then JR Sports Bar and Grill, 25 years in this community is just phenomenal, and they're as strong as ever right now. And a great event this past weekend, and was happy to celebrate with them and all that they've meant for our programming. Scott, just looking at these games around the country, again, this is a little bit of a light slate here. We'll kind of go through these real quick. Oregon at Utah. This is a 6-1 Oregon team. at a 6-1 Utah team. But Oregon is a 7-point favorite. Hey, I got a trivia question. There's one team in the country that their offense is ranked in the top. Their passing game is ranked in the top 10, and their running game is ranked in the top 10. Who is it? The only team in the country that has both elements of their offense ranked in the top 10. Who would it be?
I'm gonna say Oregon.
Ding, bing, bing, bing. There, you win the prize, which is nothing.
I saw where you.
Yeah, you saw where I was going.
Yeah.
So a very, very balanced football team.
Yes.
And save some bonehead calls by Dan Lanning. They're probably undefeated at Washington.
Right.
So I'm going with Oregon on the road at Utah. And I know Utah's a tough place to play, and they're playing good. But I think Bo Nix goes into Utah and gets the win.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
7-point favorite there. All right. Oregon State at Arizona. Oregon State's 11 in the country. Arizona's 4-3. They've taken some teams to the brink. They had to go to triple overtime with USC. This is an odd line. Oregon State's only 3.5-point favorite.
They're playing in Arizona.
But I like Oregon State to go in there and win, I think, big. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
On paper, they should.
But what does Vegas know that we don't right here?
I don't know.
3.5 points. They're usually pretty close on this kind of stuff. So, Colorado, the shine has dimmed a little bit on this Colorado team. They're 4-3, 1-3 in the league. I got to go to UCLA and play Chip Kelly. Is it going to be ugly?
I don't know, but our own Fuji is out at the game.
How about that?
Yeah, he's out there at the game today.
So Fuji went to California
to see Colorado.
See Colorado play.
Yeah, somebody's family got him tickets.
How about that? Yeah. I know he's excited.
Oh,
his Colorado Buffaloes are 17-point underdogs.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't think but Shedeur Sanders. I mean, you know, he's special. We'll see. The odds makers don't give him much of a chance out there. So Vanderbilt at Ole Miss. Does Ole Miss have a little bit of a hangover at home against this Vanderbilt team?
No.
They cover 24.5.
I don't know if they cover, but they don't lose. You know, I don't know if they cover or not. That's a lot.
Do they struggle? Georgia did. I mean, this would be about apt for Lane Kiffin for it to come down the fourth quarter, and I'm not saying it will, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. All right, here's one. South Carolina at A&M, Texas A&M. Texas A&M's a 2-touchdown favorite. This South Carolina team is starting to show that they're not very good.
No, they look.
Spencer Rattler pretty good.
A&M will win this game
by 2 touchdowns.
Possibly, I think so.
All right, Tennessee at Kentucky. Tennessee is a 3.5-point favorite on the road at Kentucky. You know, Kentucky just had their doors blown off by Missouri.
Yeah,
at home. Missouri may be the best team in the East. Now, they'll have a chance to prove it when they play Missouri. Play Georgia.
Right.
I do still think Georgia's the best team, but they're going to have something to say about it. But can Tennessee kind of stay on track right here? They, a tough loss, gave up a lead at halftime to Alabama, really laid an egg in the second half. Can they rebound, or do they have a hangover?
I think they rebound.
So they rebound and do they cover?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more before we take our final break of the show. Georgia at Florida. We talked about it earlier. Georgia still number 1. They're a 14.5-point favorite over Florida.
I don't know if they cover that or not.
I'm going to say no.
No.
And Florida's playing a little bit better. I know they're not great, but getting a little bit better. It's in Jacksonville like it always is, so that one could be a little bit of fun to see how that one plays out. We'll take our final break on the show. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
It's truck season at Sarah Automotive. New Honda Ridgelines, $349 a month. Ford Rangers, $357 a month. Nissan Frontiers, $379 a month. And Chevrolet Silverados, $399 a month at Sarah Automotive. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. It's truck season at Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, Sarah Nissan, and Sarah Chevrolet.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com. You don't have to ask who, what, or why. Who's Diner is the go-to place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 22 and 280 in Alex City. Who's Diner offers the best meals and the best deals in town. Try our fresh, made-from-scratch pancakes, chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, or the Who Burger. It doesn't get any better than who? Who's Diner, of course, on the corner of Highway 22 and 280. Who's hungry? The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Lewis Pest Control is now serving Alexander City and the entire Lake Martin area. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, Lewis has environmentally safe products for all your pest control needs. Lewis Pest Control.
Lay your best to rest. Call the best. Lewis Pest Control.
Let Riverbank and Trust open doors for you. Whether you're purchasing land, a lot by the lake, or building or buying a home, begin with Tallapoosa County's loan experts. They'll guide you through the entire process, providing local decision-making, prompt responses, and the best real estate loan solutions for your unique needs. And in most cases, Riverbank and Trust can close your loan in 30 days or less, and they'll walk by your side every step of the way. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. We invite you to experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Last segment here. We'll end talking about this Auburn team. 2 in a row for Mississippi State over Auburn, man. And if you look at the series lead, 62, 31, and 3, you know, we've owned Mississippi State, we've owned Ole Miss, and I said this on the Auburn Blitz this week, the only time Mississippi State beats Auburn, or the only time Ole Miss beats Auburn, is when we're in disarray. Mm-hmm. We have off-the-field problems, or we're just not very good. So it doesn't happen very often, but they've taken advantage the last couple of years.
I didn't realize we lost to them 4 years in a row down there in the late 90s.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was we were on a bad run right there. So
we were in
but
bad
Mississippi
shape.
State had a good football team. Now
Yes.
let me preface this. There were a couple of those years that Mississippi State was battling right there, and they went to the SEC championship game, if you'll remember. So when they have a good football team, yeah, I mean, they're competitive too. But most of the time when they beat us, it's because we're not playing. I mean, 2 years ago, we were blowing them out. Hey, it was 28-3, Scott.
I know.
And we lose 43-34. Biggest comeback in the Mississippi State history.
Yep. 27
points. So last year, I thought we went over and did really well, taking them to overtime. They beat us 39-33. Man, we fought hard. Carnell had that team pumped up, and but we kind of considered that Mississippi State was better than us last year and went over there and took them to the wire and failed. But here's our opportunity to get this thing turned back around. Auburn needs to forget what's happened to this point and say, look, we got these next 5 games, and the next 4 are very winnable. And then we've got a possibility of carrying that winning streak and that momentum into the Iron Bowl, which the whole mentality would be different at that point.
If our defense has been playing pretty well. our offense is what's struggling right now. So if we get the defense,
I agree.
defense plays well today, it stops them. Surely.
All right, I'll go first before we get off here. I predicted it yesterday. I'll stick with it. Auburn 24, Mississippi State 17.
I'm going to go 17-13 Auburn.
Ooh, ugly football.
Ugly football.
Ugly football.
We're not pretty on offense.
No, but I think we can score 24 today. I think our defense is going to help us.
I hope so.
So, anyway, that's going to wrap it up here for the Saturday Sports Countdown. Again, Scott's going to get an oxygen treatment, and when we leave,
the ragweed is good.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. Or he's either going to put the menthols down one. I don't know which one it'll be. But we're gonna get out of here. We hope everybody has a great weekend. For Scott, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time.
It's truck season at AHSAA Automotive. New Honda Ridgelines, $349 a month. Ford Rangers, $357 a month. Nissan Frontiers, $379 a month. And Chevrolet Silverados, $399 a month at AHSAA Automotive. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. It's truck season at AHSAA Honda, Tony Serra Ford, Serra Nissan, and Serra Chevrolet.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know we appreciate a great year from all of East Central Alabama, and now our inventory of superior zero-turn mowers from Spartan and Mahindra tractors is on the move. Shop Lake Martin Tractor for outstanding deals, finance rates as low as 0% and low payments. Spartan mowers as low as $84 per month. Mahindra four-wheel drive tractors and loader packages as low as $399 per month, including cutter, box blade, and 20-foot trailers. Spring into 22 at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 in Alexander City, or online lakemartintractor.com.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.